cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Just like that, somebody turned off the rain and the sun come out.
I'm your huckleberry.
Hey everybody, you don't know me, but I'm on TV, so you can trust me.
Welcome to the This is Tampa podcast with
Rob.
And I'm Jen.
And
hey,
special guest Ryan Owens.
Hello everybody.
Ryan, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody what you do.
I'm Ryan. Some know me as Remarketing Ryan, and I work in the title industry here in Tampa, Florida. I get to work with great professionals like these guys, and I'm happy to be on the podcast today.
Awesome.
Well,
awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're very happy to have you. Yes.
Cool.
Awesome.
Because some people say you know something about video.
I love video. It's not that I even know anything about video. It's just I absolutely love it.
You know video.
A little bit.
A little bit. He makes a lot of videos.
Yeah.
In case you haven't checked them out or seen them, which I think is impossible at this point.
Yeah.
I would like for that to be the case.
Yeah. Well.
Well, we'll tag you in the video and everything
Yes.
in the podcast, so you all check out Remarketing Ryan over here. Get some tips for your social media.
And he only has one mic on.
Yes. You have.
I have multiple. We're going. I got
Rob knows audio.
a hat mic and this other mic here because I have to be heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will be heard anyway, but
You don't gotta worry
Rob's
about
got a
this, too.
message.
yeah, I got a message. So
Oh my gosh.
we're gonna do a little Q&A because we want to get to know Ryan a little better.
Oh, we do.
I mean,
didn't
I
even
might
know.
ask you something I already know,
Okay.
but they don't know.
Right.
So,
Well, let's tell them.
okay, so let's start with where did you come from?
Where did I come from? Well, Sherry Owens to begin with. And other than that, I come from Dayton, Ohio. So
Dayton.
Dayton is in the Miami Valley, kind of
There's something
east
there.
side
isn't
of
there?
Ohio.
Like
There is something
a Hall
there.
of Fame. There's like a.
No, that's Canton, Ohio.
Oh, that's Canton.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Womp, womp.
Which I did. I was in a football documentary that did play in the Hall of Fame up in Canton. That's a
You were?
claim to fame. I've actually never seen the film, but I heard it was great.
Oh.
The production company just wouldn't give it out, so I've never seen it. But it was about
Really?
the beginning of football, which really started in Dayton with the Dayton Triangles, really in the early 1900s before it actually became the NFL. So I did a little bit of scene footage.
So you got that's the claim to fame.
There you go.
Yeah, I forget about some things that I did sometimes.
That's where it all began.
Yes, or in
Dayton,
Cincinnati,
Ohio.
Ohio. So shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio too.
Oh.
Moved around a little bit. Sherry Owens
Yeah.
was a bit of a gypsy. So we did move quite a bit, but it was great because that's one of the reasons I learned how to become, use video is because being the new kid can definitely put you in a position to learn how to speak with others.
Right.
And to
Communicate. Yeah, and making new
Right.
friends and all of that.
Making new friends and just
to move
reinventing
around.
yourself. That happens a lot too. And with video, you can definitely do the same kind of thing. But yeah, from Dayton, Ohio, I moved down here 5 years ago to Tampa. It was a great transition. And all I knew about Tampa before coming down is I had one single family who I was going to move in with. I knew like one person down here. And also I heard that there was a lot of lightning. And
A lot of light.
love
Oh,
it.
not the hockey team, like actual
lightning.
Oh,
yeah,
you-
but when I came down, the Tampa Bay Lightning were on fire. So I was looking for a local sports team. They were kicking butt, and so I was easily able to adopt them
Lightning.
as my local team. Yeah, go Lightning.
No kidding.
Love Lightning hockey.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lightning, that's what you knew. Lightning.
Yeah, I
Like
think it was predestined
Tampa.
actually for me to be here because I had my very first football jersey, and I'm from Dayton, Ohio. It was probably, I don't know, we got it at Goodwill or something, but it was I think it was a Warren Sapp jersey, Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Oh, wow.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers was like
Yeah.
literally my first
how
NFL
funny.
jersey. It was like a premonition of things.
Maybe
Yeah, it's
maybe
meant
that
to
had
be.
something to play into, in your subconscious.
I think that it does.
Yeah.
That you didn't even know played out.
So why did you choose Tampa?
Well, actually, don't call us a claim to fame either, but I did some video that I sent off to Grant Cardone, who's a large entrepreneur, social media influencer in Miami, Florida. And I sent him a video
Florida.
to go work for him, and he invited me down for a kind of a reality show type interview thing, because he's always 10X and everything, you know,
Right.
10X. So I had the choice to go down to Miami, and I ended up coming to Tampa. Something brought me to Tampa. Maybe it was that jersey that I first had, but I had that one family, and it was calling me to come here to Tampa, and I made the decision to kind of reroute. I knew I was coming to Florida, but I've been here for 5 years.
GPS like just didn't get it wrong, or did like
I'm not really good with the
Went the wrong way on the
GPS. Well,
interstate.
Allegiant only comes to Tampa Clearwater down here, so I ended up just not venturing too far off the plane and staying in Tampa. But it's been a great place to live. I absolutely love being a Tampano.
Tampano. Oh, that's our first time
Tampano.
we've heard of that.
Tampano.
All right.
That's right. I
Did
guess
you make that
It's
up?
not Tampania.
Nope. Tampa Bay Times had an article about what do we call Tampanians, Tampano.
Yeah,
I guess the consensus was we're Tampanos.
All right, I'll take it.
Hey,
You know.
hey. But Tampa's a great place to live, and I'm
flair
glad I
to
made
it.
the decision to come here.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So prior to coming here, what did you do like in your business life? Well, you say Cardone,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming it had something to do with that.
Cardone. Grant was only known in the auto industry, and I was I sold new Chevrolet vehicles at an auto mall in Fairborn, Ohio, actually at Chevrolet, and I won a CD of 85 closes. You know, we did the takeaway closes and the Benjamin Franklin closes, which is a list of pros and cons, all that salesy stuff. But I learned that all from Grant Cardone because I was in the auto industry for a few years. And then I actually went into door-to-door supplemental health insurance sales
my goodness.
in the largest Amish settlement outside of Europe in Holmes County, Ohio. So
Wow. How did that go?
Did you have a horse and buggy, or did you actually bring a car? Like, how'd you
I
get
actually
there?
drove. I actually would. My sales tactic was to pull up to the house, leave the car door open and the car running, so that people didn't think that I was there to stay. That was a sign for this guy's still ready to go.
Okay.
There was some tactics being used when you're doing supplemental health insurance sales. So we would
Especially
kind of
the
leverage policy holders that were in the area. Everybody knows everybody out in the rural territories. So you'd say, hey, Mr. Yoder over here has been with us for 15 years, and it was selling cancer insurance,
my gosh.
heart insurance, accident insurance, and stuff like that.
Wow.
So that was a grind.
I can
And
imagine.
I grinded a little too long.
Yeah.
I said, I'm done with sales for a while. I was helping a brewery get started right before I left here called Toxic Brew Company. It was the first brewery in over 52 years in Dayton, Ohio.
Really?
In the Oregon district. It's kind of like a mini version of our Ybor City.
What? And you left that?
I did. It was so fun. I mean,
Free
we were
beer.
up
I
till,
mean,
I feel like my body was able to handle this a little bit more at that time. I got here right when I was 30, and I'm telling you, after 30, if any of y'all know,
It starts like really like just
need some sleep.
yeah, it starts adding up.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. It was fun though. I had a lot of fun, but I had a call to come to Tampa, and I followed it to get out way outside of my comfort zone. It was really a comfort zone thing because along with Grant Cardone, I followed Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy and a bunch of other very highly motivational people, and it was all about getting outside of your comfort zone. So
Right.
Tampa was really that catalyst to me just getting far out of my comfort zone. And great things have happened. I have a family now, 3-year-old, and a beautiful career.
But what led you, speaking of career, like to the path where you are now?
Traffic is actually why I got into the mortgage business.
Traffic.
Yeah, I had a job opening up an internet dealership in a comfortable type of job because I understood the car industry. They wanted me to start up their first internet call center at a dealership on 19 in Clearwater, and I was in Mango, Florida. I realized 25 miles where I come from takes about 25 minutes. Here it takes sometimes an hour and a half. So it ended up being like 3 hours drive.
Oh, yeah,
and I
that's
decided
not-
that was not going to work for me.
Right.
I got a call that next day from somebody from high school that was in the mortgage business. They said, if you want to be successful in Tampa, you need to get a hold of Ryan so-and-so. And he was in the mortgage industry.
Oh, wow.
I went for an interview. My mom had been in the industry for about 20 years, 18 years or so. And he hired me on the spot. This is when mortgage was just coming out of that call center refi. They didn't really have to go kick in doors at the brokerages and go talk to people.
Right.
They saw me as like, this guy could probably talk to somebody. And so they sent me out to market and get attention. And I was in the business for 4 years, and I got an opportunity in title, which I'm so glad that I did. And now I'm helping real estate agents and bringing value in the title industry, and it's just where I need to be. So funny how things work out.
Yes.
Right. And you're big into something that like I like a lot, which is collaboration. You
Absolutely.
know? And he wants to collaborate with agents, and he's done so with Jen on a number of occasions too, right?
Yeah.
He did my open house video with the eating the golf ball. That was a fun one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Brian's just super creative. You know,
well, you guys are
know
creative.
what works, you know, but you know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys are just great. My whole thing was just capturing. It's not about the houses to me. It's about you guys have great personalities, and you're the differentiator in your businesses. And I just wanted to put the camera on that. It's really simple for me. It's nothing complicated. It's just I believe in the power of video to be able to spread our message better than just about anything that's out there. So I'm just an advocate for spreading the message.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing we all have in common here is believing in that same that exact thing.
Yes, for sure. You definitely have to do some things differently these days. We're in the 21st century, so
hello.
Well, you'll remember when I first mentioned him and I had my open house. Open house, I said, I told you what I describe him as.
I met you that day.
I don't remember.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't
The
remember.
video
How did you describe
guru.
me?
I said I was going to have a
guru.
video guru
Yes,
at
I do remember that.
at the open house.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're great at what you do. You know, you do the videos yourself, you do the videos for agents. I know part of your package, with your title company is you'll do videos, showcasing the house and then also testimonials for the clients.
Yeah.
Which is awesome for agents, because anything we can get to help promote our listings or promote ourselves as agents is always a plus.
It's hard for agents to set that up. They've gone through this long process. We're finally at the closing table.
Right.
It's hard to get them to say, hey, I need you to say some really good things about me for just a moment.
Right.
I thought that being the title agent and a third party person, making it lighthearted, because I just believe putting that on display for social proof and showing the emotional experience from the clients, I think that it is beyond important. And I saw an opportunity in title because we've been getting flyers for years, and flyers have been really great and whatnot, but we're in the 21st century.
Exactly.
It's time to bring some digital content to it.
I think it's almost necessary at this point. To actually get testimonials on video.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm a believer.
Yeah. I mean, everything is going to be video within the next 5 years.
Right, and that's
if
gonna
you're
be
not doing
something
video,
else.
then you're going to get left behind.
Right.
Like for real.
It's not the same old anymore. So what's the future like for you?
The future looks like just continuing to be a value leader. I kind of got my blinders on when it comes to what other people are doing in my industry because I want to be able to innovate on my own without knowing and playing off what other people are doing. I feel in my industry, in title, people have been resting on their laurels for a long time now. And there's some great, wonderful people out there in the industry, but I want to shake things up a bit. And that's the only reason I wanted to come here, because I saw an opportunity to shake things up and get attention. Attention is a currency now.
It is,
And, obviously I have an outgoing personality, but I do like to go home and curl up in a ball. You would think that I'm extroverted at all times. That's not the case. That's why I really believe in energy management, not time management. So I bring a lot of energy, getting attention on the business by using media. I think media is the greatest weapon for the disruptors that are coming into the industry. And just to differentiate yourself, there's nothing better to sell other than face-to-face relationships, other than video.
Yeah, and you can't be out there meeting everybody all the time.
No, but people can meet me. There's a parasympathetic relationship where people can actually get to psychology. It's basically people are able to form a relationship with me before I've even met them. They're able to know, like, and trust me because when I first got here to Florida, I didn't know anybody. So I would put out these videos, and it was in 2015. There wasn't a whole lot of media happening.
Very early back then to be doing video.
Right. So when I would go out to an event, people would say, "Hey, you're the video guy." So they had already made a decision whether they
liked you or not.
Right.
Yeah. And let me put it out there. Not everyone's going to like you, and that is great. It is okay. Now, you want to get the most broad amount of people to like you, but if you don't sacrifice who you are, I think the one thing I've brought is authenticity. Now, when I was in the mortgage business, I wanted to kind of be polished. I thought, I'm working with hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have to act a certain way. I'm very professional. But I've loosened up because you really need to show who we are.
Right.
We're the unique differentiators in our business.
Well, there's no perfect people out there, and I think
it's not relatable
you're exactly, it's not relatable. So when there are certain imperfections, people relate better to you. Did you ever see, like, and here's something that somebody said to me one time before, like, have you ever seen somebody with fake teeth? like
Absolutely.
completely fake teeth that are perfect across. You look at them, you double take because it looks weird. It looks weird.
Especially
Like-
if they're fluorescent.
Yeah, if they're white and they're perfectly cut across, like and perfect,
Right.
it
throws
just
you off.
it throws you off.
Right.
It looks weird because
Yeah.
you're not used to that.
Right.
It's a perfect imperfection.
Right.
That's what it
Exactly.
is.
I remember Jewel. You gotta remember the artist Jewel.
Yes.
She's got that. She got
Oh.
that. She got that tooth.
Like a snaggle tooth.
She got the snaggle tooth. That's such a,
Right.
like I remember. And
I remember
Madonna,
that.
she's got the gap in the
Yeah.
teeth.
Even the
and
girl
whatnot.
from the dance, Dirty Dancing, with the
Oh,
nose, and she got
yeah,
the nose
Jennifer,
job.
what's
Guess
her
what?
name?
She was done. No more work after
Yeah,
that.
be
know.
you. Be you.
Right, yeah.
I really try to preach that. I'm trying to be authentic. People don't relate to perfection.
Right.
Be you. You're the only you.
Right.
Out of billions of people, and out of 1 in 400 trillion chance of being alive, you are the only one that'll ever be
Right.
the best Jen Wiggins, the best Rob O'Connor, the best Ryan Owens. Like you've got to be you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Aw. So inspirational. You could be like your own Grant Cardone, the Grant Cardone of Tampa. Then people will come down here to meet you.
That would be
There you
great.
go.
Listen,
I want to help
I got
people.
the idea. You just call it 20x.
20x.
Right?
I'm coming after you. I'm
Yeah.
doubling that. I'm doubling the 10x.
Yeah, 10x.
Grant
forget
Cardone's
it.
great. He's done a
Double
great
up
job. 'Cause
20x.
Look, he was just in that one industry, and now he has broadened out into just a sales guru in general, which is a broad, not just to car sales, but to real estate sales,
Right.
to investments, to all
Yeah.
kinds of things. And he's leveraged social media. The reason he was able to crawl out, I would even say crawl out of the primordial ooze of car dealerships, is that video. Video is
Yeah,
what
but
made
it's
him
what he does
stand.
on video that he does something different. Like he gets in your face and swears and
Yeah.
calls you a little bitch.
Yeah.
Bleep.
Yeah.
Yes. You got video editing for that.
Hey, if he can do it, I can do it. I'm coming at you, Grant.
Right. And Gary V.
I can do
love
it.
him.
Oh, yeah, Gary V.
He
keeps it
throws
real.
He throws around all kinds of words, but again, being authentic. He's being his true self, and I think with the powerful messages that he has, it can kind of override any of that potty mouth.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Hey, potty mouth. I love it. Parenting
Get
at
your
its finest.
attention. That's what it is.
Well, listen. I've got a lightning round for you.
Oh, sweet.
So let's hit you with some questions and see.
Is this going to be the PG version?
Yes, this is going to be the PG version.
Come on.
Listen, I'm
Lightning
involved.
rounds. I love trivia.
All right.
Is this like trivia?
It is like trivia. All
right,
right,
sweet.
ready?
Right.
So you got to answer like quick.
Okay,
All right,
fast.
whatever
Yeah.
comes to mind first. Ready?
Yeah, hold on. Drink.
All right, take a drink.
Take a sip of beer.
Sipping our.
Yeah.
What are we drinking here?
Lubrication.
Yeah,
Video
yeah.
lubrication.
Yeah. Little Yingling
What is
to
it?
loosen up
Yingling.
things.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's
America's
what it is.
oldest brewery. I love
Okay. Yeah. All right, ready?
it. Yes.
Bucks, lightning, or rays?
Lightning.
Okay. There we go. Favorite place to get a drink?
Favorite place to get a drink? Extreme Juice in South Tampa.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We
Now,
mean, we
you
mean
said- you said
cocktails.
drink.
We
All
mean
right.
like adult beverage.
All right.
Adult beverage?
Extreme juice.
Adult beverage would be
And?
the Speakeasy, Ciros, in South Tampa.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Florida summer or Florida winter?
Florida winter, my gosh.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Favorite
It's
beach in the
beautiful.
Bay?
Favorite beach in the Bay?
Well, yeah, general-
anyone driving distance.
Clearwater then. I
Okay.
think Clearwater's great. I enjoy their family friendly. We have a good time. The sand feels good in the toes.
There you
Clearwater.
go.
Yeah, it's all about
Yeah.
the toes.
Yes, it is.
All about the toes. St. Pete or Tampa?
Tampa.
All right.
I like St. Pete too. They got a great vibe over there, but Tampa's the place to be. It really is. You can go over
Yeah.
the bridge
Yeah.
at any time.
Yeah.
Tampa.
St. Pete
Tampa.
is nice though, you
Yes,
know,
it
for
is.
a little beach weekend or something.
Sure.
Favorite pizza in Tampa?
Oh man, we got some really good
Hands
pizza. Lightning round, Eddie and Sam's, downtown
Oh,
Tampa.
again, okay. They've been mentioned on the podcast a couple times.
But Cappy's is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Cappy's. That's
Cappy's
in
Pizza.
New
They
Tampa,
have a New
right?
Tampa, but they
New
have
Tampa,
one in
Tampa Palms or whatever.
South Tampa as well. South Tampa's got some great venues.
Cappy's in
Right.
South Tampa?
Yeah, where they have like the old 45s as the menus and whatnot.
Oh,
They got the thick crust
cute.
pizza and the thin New York style.
Ah,
Yeah, but Eddie and Sam's, it's a great spot to just go by, get slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Live
right.
life.
All right. North Tampa or South Tampa?
I'm gonna say North Tampa because that's where I live,
Oh, okay.
and North Tampa.
Yeah.
Simple.
Same.
Yes.
Finally,
That's the
we
hood.
always get South
That's
Tampa.
where he likes
so it's
to
so refreshing.
Curl up
Yes.
in the ball.
Same North Tampa. I love it.
It's coming up.
Favorite charity in Tampa?
Favorite charity? That would be. I'm losing the
I
name.
know that happens every time.
No.
Don't worry, everyone does it.
Oh my goodness.
Take your time.
He's asking the tough questions here.
I didn't
tough
prepare
ones.
anyone for any
Metropolitan Ministries.
Okay, that's a good one.
Hey.
I like the charity. Yes, that's what
That
I
was
was looking for.
mentioned.
Metropolitan
I think
Ministries.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Or Andre came up with that
Andre,
one
I think,
last
came up
week.
with that one too. It's a good one. It's a
Yeah,
popular one.
I like that.
Favorite steak in Tampa?
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be Burns, but then I went to Charlie's.
Ooh.
And
Really?
Charlie's has the best steak I've ever had. I literally took a spoon into my fillet and ate it, and
It's
it was
good,
just
isn't it?
heaven.
Oh my God. That
Really
sounds
good.
so
Charlie's
right
all
now.
day.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Favorite
That was
podcast
good.
in Tampa?
That would be Let's Talk Tampa. Is
This is Tampa.
And runner up is Improve Your Hustle. Improve Your Hustle with Kendall
Okay.
Bonner. But
Aw.
Let's Talk Tampa is awesome.
Yeah.
What about This Is Tampa?
This is Tampa.
My bad. This is Tampa. She's Let's Talk Tampa. This is Tampa.
Yeah.
That's the
There's a lot of
podcast.
Tampas going on here. Awesome. Well, thank you, Ryan, for being here.
Thanks for the lightning round. Thanks for letting me tell my story a little bit. Cool.
Yeah. So
right,
now
well-
this is where we get in the meat and potatoes of the
Yeah.
actual
Potatoes.
You
podcast.
get to chit chat with us a little bit here.
Cool.
So, you want to lead us into our next segment here, Rob?
Yeah,
All
which
right.
is the non-Florida man,
Oh.
which everybody
interested in this
knows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you familiar with the non-Florida man?
I'm familiar with the Florida man. My fiance's uncle is Florida
Okay.
man.
Uh-oh.
Your fiance's uncle's Florida man?
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Uh-oh.
You're
All
safe.
right.
You're safe, Ken.
Okay.
What's the non-Florida
Okay,
man?
because we don't do a Florida man here. We do a non-Florida man. So
like
it's
it.
basically a Florida man-like story
Yeah.
that you would normally hear
Yeah.
from somewhere else.
Okay, cool.
Okay, something else. This one's kind of actually like a little different. It's not so much a weird story. It's kind of like a lighthearted, fun story considering it's about a guy that died.
Oh, my.
And
Oh, geez.
you read part of the story.
Let's see what you do with this.
So,
I like
yeah.
to see this all come together.
Yeah.
they're actually calling it, and it went viral. They're calling it the best obituary ever,
Wow.
and the wacky funeral that followed.
Oh, geez.
So as a Connecticut guy, right?
I'm all ears on this one. What happened?
Connecticut man. You haven't had a Connecticut man yet.
Yeah, it says that he's Connecticut.
So many Florida man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never hear about Connecticut man.
No.
I don't know. They kind of,
hear,
I
like,
think
a
they
lot.
kind of keep the news like tight-lipped over there. They don't want any like bad, they got good tourist.
Well, this sounds good.
Tourist one, yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
this one is actually kind of good. So it says Joe Heller. It's kind of good. They had a paid obituary, and they made it kind of humorous, right?
read it?
So
Poor man.
yeah.
Do we have the obituary?
We've got to put this picture
Oh,
up.
the actual obituary.
We'll have to put his
achievements-
picture up there.
Yeah.
What's the guy's
Yeah, I'll
name?
put the story up there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, the guy's name is Mr. Heller.
Mr. Heller.
Mr. Heller. He was a
R.I.P.
Yeah.
what was he? He was he did like snow plows. He was like the snow
Oh.
plow guy.
He was
did
active.
Yeah, he did a
A lot
few
of snow up
things.
in Connecticut.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've been up there in the winter.
Oh, man.
That's why I'm in
What
Florida.
does it say?
Right. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
So basically, submissions.
It says God thankfully broke the mold after Joe was born. This is a special guy. Joe
Yes,
Heller.
God
man.
thankfully broke the mold because the guy was a character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he used off language.
Yeah.
He pranked people by
Oh, my gosh.
what was the thing I saw? This,
Oh, yeah,
for
you-
instance,
You can talk about that part.
I can talk about this part.
This part right here.
Yeah. All right. His body was carried in a 1941. He had helped restore.
So
Okay, so
cool.
he'd done stuff like that. But family members followed the fire truck in Mr. Heller's immaculately restored 1932 Plymouth Roadster, with,
pretty neat.
as per his request, a set of plastic testicles dangling from the rear bumper.
That's a Florida man thing.
But in Connecticut,
Those
Right.
big trucks you see going down the highway.
okay, so this kind of gives you an idea of like, I mean, this is his like final wish,
Oh,
to have plastic testicles.
It looks as though he started a new category called Jobituaries.
Right, that's what
Put
they.
the fun and funeral.
The fun, yep. the
Maybe they need
fun
to open their
and
own funeral company now. I think that's like a great idea,
Yeah, it sounds like they were
It goes
celebrating his
on.
life.
They did.
Yeah.
They
Shout out to the Heller family.
definitely
Aw.
did. They said he was a one of a kind. for instance, he would do pranks. Like
my
this
God.
one, from passing laxative-filled cake
Oh, disgusting.
off to friends who pilfered his lunch,
I know, I can't.
to calling his dogs off-color names, which
Lord.
who knows,
Poor
you know.
dogs.
If I would have known we were
Just
talking
to
about
embarrass-
Mr. Joe Heller, I would have had a prank ready.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something I come off
Embarrass
camera or
his
something.
family members, you know,
Yeah.
when they call the dog
Right.
in, so that's why he did it.
Oh
But
man, sounds like a fun guy though.
yeah, an interesting
Absolutely.
guy.
That's too
That's
bad
why I was
that
like,
he's gone.
I gotta
but
get the actual obituary because,
his legacy.
Yeah, it was
will
all
live
about the
on.
obituary, right?
well, yeah, and the, you know,
was
the
the go-to
funeral
guy in
following
town.
it.
Oh man.
Yep.
Sounds like he's a real pillar of the community.
Yeah.
He liked Archie Bunker and Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
But who doesn't? So yeah,
Our audience, depending on how old they are, might not know anything about
Yeah.
that.
I don't know who is Benny Hill.
you know Archie Bunker? At least?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
okay.
like a comic book character, right?
No,
No.
that's Archie. Right?
Yeah, that's Archie in general.
Archie.
That's
Maybe
so
it's
funny.
a guy thing. I don't know. I watched Rainbow Bright. Okay.
Right, Rainbow Bright. See, that's an 80s throwback right there.
What?
You don't know Archie
Care
Bunker?
Bears.
You gotta watch Archie Bunker.
Muppet babies.
Oh.
That's the
My
new song.
dreams come true.
Make your dreams come true.
I know, it's so cute.
My son likes that.
I know, so do my kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a throwback to my childhood.
I know. You know, the mom would always walk around with those green and white socks. That's all you'd ever see of her.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's the original. We got all the good stuff. They're
For some-
remaking everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, they really
Everything's
are.
coming
they
back.
Are. Everything is.
What did I just see that they're remaking? I just saw something else that.
One thing they better not remake is The Princess Bride. Everyone's real up in arms about The Princess Bride
really?
being remade, the
You know-
1987 film. It's
Oh.
The
classic.
Princess Bride. Yeah, they did. I did hear that.
The internet's going crazy.
But
about
I
it,
just
though.
seen Dark Crystal.
Yeah, on
it's
Netflix.
a Netflix one, and I started watching. I was like, I don't know, I can't. It's like,
Very fantastical.
I couldn't get into it. But
Yeah.
so I went and saw because people were talking about Cobra Kai. Have you seen
is it
Cobra Kai?
anime?
No,
Sounds
the
anime-ish.
the Karate Kid. It's a.
Oh.
You haven't seen this?
No.
Bro,
The Karate Kid?
you've seen Karate Kid, right?
Of course.
Original Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
Wax on,
All right.
wax off.
You have to watch the show. It's a
What is it
YouTube Red original series.
Okay.
It's called Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Did you ever see
No.
Karate Kid?
I mean, I saw it, like parts of it.
You saw parts of it?
I was watching
There's a
Karate
lot of
Kid.
80s references happening here
I
today.
love it. Oh
Tell
my
me.
gosh. I love it.
Yeah, well, Cobra Kai. Anyway, it's the guy that is with that he fights in the first movie.
Oh, right.
You
the
remember
guy that,
like his enemy,
Yeah, yeah.
his enemy. So
Oh my
He
God.
got him with the crane kick, right?
yeah, he got at the end with the crane kick.
Yeah.
Well, now they're grown up. Ralph Macchio's in it, and that guy's in it.
He's perpetually young, by the way. Have you guys seen Ralph Macchio? I mean, he stays like
Well, I
he
mean,
looks
I've
the
seen
same
him
as he
in
did in the film, and he's like 50 something.
Yeah, he's thin. He's really thin. But so the premise of it is the guy he beat is like a deadbeat now. So like that one moment in time
Sent his life
changed
spiraling
their
down.
lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now Ralph Macchio owns a car dealership.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Everything's going
He
full
owns
circle
a,
here.
yeah, he
It
owns
really
a car
is.
dealership.
Always does.
And he's super successful, and the other guy's a deadbeat. I mean, he's a deadbeat. He's
Kick?
yeah, one
every
kick.
time.
One kick
F
changed
this
his life.
guy's life up for, but now he's like making he's trying to make a comeback. He's trying to bring Cobra Kai back into the valley, which is like Encino or whatever in California, and
Well, I do have
it's
YouTube Red.
actually really good.
All right.
It's an
All right, we'll have to check that
excellent
out.
show.
If you're not going out this weekend, check out.
Yeah, binge. I've been binge
Cobra
watching
Kai.
it for the
Watching
past
YouTube.
week.
I haven't heard much about YouTube Red having any good material, so that's the first time I've heard it. So
Yeah,
it might
me
be.
neither.
I
might
think
be
it's
time
like
to
the
check it
first
out.
one that they ever did. I think was Cobra Kai.
Well,
the
you got a
YouTube
winner on the
Red,
first
like
one. That's
original.
great. I love
Yeah.
it.
All right,
With
well,
those guys.
check out your Cobra Kai this weekend.
Yeah,
If you're
that was
Give-
not
send
planned.
Robbie a review.
Listen, that's not in the script. We're going off script.
All right, well, let's get back into the script here.
Pull us back in, Jen.
OCD over here. Let's get into our main topic, which is relocating to Tampa from either somewhere else in the country or somewhere else in the state, even.
Yes.
You know,
Because we're all from somewhere
we're all,
else.
yeah,
well,
none
we
of us
are.
are native Tempinos.
Tempeños. Hey.
So let's talk a little bit about that. I know you're from New York, Rob, and Ryan, you're from Ohio, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale. So my experience has not really been vastly different. You know, we still have alligators and rain and humidity.
East Coast versus West Coast.
Yeah,
well, now they got
different.
iguanas down there.
Oh, yeah, we got iguanas down there. Yeah, those are
We don't have those yet.
A little sketchy.
Here.
So, not yet, but I'm sure they'll make their
They're
way.
starting to come. I've seen a few. There's been some pictures online.
Been some pictures online?
Those
Really?
iguanas. Checking out those iguana pictures.
I keep track of my community.
Well, so like, what was your
Iguanas.
experience like coming down from New York, Rob?
Well, I came down, I came to Tampa via the other coast, Cocoa Beach. So that's where I originally moved from, was New York to Cocoa Beach, and then in 2008 from Cocoa Beach to Tampa. Now, if you know anything about Cocoa Beach, I mean, that was a big change from New York to Cocoa Beach. It's like total beach town, like surfer, dude town, like everything's so laid back. There's no like major industry other than it used to be the space, the Kennedy Space Center.
Kennedy Space Center.
You know, but now like I mean, now they're coming back with private, but it's like really laid back there. And coming here to Tampa, I mean, I'm going from the like mountains and stuff, you know, hills up in New York.
So you're upstate.
It was like upstate, yeah.
Okay, good.
The mountains.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
like
Not
literal.
like New York City.
Yeah, mountains and lakes. That
Wow.
was it. We didn't really have ocean, but it was.
Right.
And I moved right onto the ocean.
Wow.
But then coming over to Tampa, huge differences from Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach area to Tampa.
Tell us about these differences. What are the
Like
differences?
well, it's not as laid back, that's for sure.
Right.
It's not as laid back, and there's a hell of a lot more to do over there. Like you, other than going to the beach, you would have to go to Orlando.
Yeah.
You know, to do anything cool. You know, here everything's around. There's so much more to do.
And Orlando's but a hop and a skip
It's
down
pretty,
I-4.
yeah. And it's beautiful. Like especially in like the areas where ended up in like New Tampa, everything's like brand new.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, everything was old over there. They're all kind of like parts of Clearwater or whatever, where you got old block homes.
Yeah,
and
like
you know,
the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Even
It's
the 50s,
kinda
some
like
of
that.
them. Yeah.
One thing that was cool over there was I Dream of Jeannie. They actually filmed
Oh.
like right next to the condominium that I used to live in.
In
Really?
Cocoa Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never have thought of that.
Yeah.
Did you know here in North Tampa, speaking of North Tampa, our area, that's where they filmed Edward Scissorhands in that neighborhood.
Yep.
I think it's
Yeah.
in Loops.
Carpenter's
The
Run.
Loops or Land O'Lakes, somewhere up there.
We talked about that in our first episode.
Did you really?
Yeah,
So
Carpenter's
crazy.
Run.
So crazy.
Yeah, but I think we Tampa started out as a port city. It was a very small port city. There wasn't much to go, right on the bay, so you can't go out into the water. So that's where we get North Tampa. I think everyone's
Right.
figured out Tampa's a great place to come. So that's why we got newer stuff in North Tampa, because we had to expand.
Expand, yeah.
We had to expand out
Yeah.
this way. What is it?
Right.
900 people come into our city, in our area a day.
900?
900.
I mean, it's crazy.
To
All
Tampa
the businesses are
specifically?
moving down here
Yeah.
because Florida's so great. There's no
yeah.
state income tax. The cost of living is low for the most part. You know, so
Yeah, New York's kind of
got
blowing
rent.
it, man. There's a lot of people
yeah,
coming
rent
out.
and apparently car insurance was a popular topic, and with this.
Well, so that's
Apparently
one
we've
of the
got some pretty
negatives.
high car insurance rates here, but I will tell you, compared to South Florida, which is Fort Lauderdale, Miami,
Right.
West Palm, it's a lot less expensive here in Tampa than it is down there.
Car insurance, even?
A lot of the insurance
Because
is,
mine
yeah.
doubled. Like when I moved, just even across the state from Cocoa Beach to Tampa, it doubled. I go, what the hell is this?
Well, you know,
So-
with Geico, Florida's number one
I
car
had
insurer,
Geico.
if you drive,
I had
no
Geico.
accidents. I just recently got a reduction in my full coverage auto insurance. It was in the 140s, 150s, somewhere in there for a single car, small sedan. It's under 100 now. It's about $90,
Nice.
$92.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But that's from driving, not like a maniac, and not getting in
Right.
any wrecks or.
Put one of those little things in your car that
Snapshot
tracks you.
thing?
Yeah, snapshot.
No.
No?
I didn't. I haven't let Big Brother Geico get in my car yet.
Oh,
I think they could do it right through your phone now. You don't even have to
Oh, you
plug anything
can?
in your car. Yeah, they
Well,
track
if I can
everything
lower my
right
car
there.
insurance, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Well, that's what they'll do, but they're going to track you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, don't do that. I did that. I did that. It didn't work out very well for me. So.
It went up?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Really? Oh no.
And I've never been in an accident, but
That's
I
the
learned to
worst.
drive in South Florida, so hey, a
Wow.
lot of Grand Theft Auto going on.
Yeah, and
In
that
my
big
Suburban,
thing, you
yeah.
got that Suburban.
Oh, yeah.
How
Oh, man.
much can you get around in that?
No.
So real quick, I meet a lot of people from New York. What is the mass exodus out of New York? Why are people coming?
Taxes, cost
Taxes,
of living.
yeah.
It's expensive, man. People are smartening up now, and coming down here and investing in property.
And investing in business.
And
new
business as well. Well, smart, everybody's coming down here.
Right.
Business-wise too, because up there in business taxes are just as high. There's no, up there there's a income tax,
Right.
state income tax.
Yep.
So you got to file 2 tax reports.
That's insane.
It's
Oh
crazy.
My God. And California too is having a mass exodus.
Yeah, a lot of those people
Too.
are going to like Texas.
A lot of them going to like Austin. and- Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to make this a Grant Cardone profile, but that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly why he left California as a business owner, was to come to Miami and Florida, which I don't consider Miami, Florida. I think Miami is its own country,
Yeah.
but it's
its own world.
in Florida somehow. But I didn't feel like I left Florida when I got to Miami for the first time earlier this year. Anyway, he left California for those exact reasons. Our state income tax is a huge advantage for business owners.
Yeah. It's definitely probably the biggest influence on why New Yorkers, and the weather, obviously. I mean,
Right.
the weather, it's like, hello, I can leave
Hello.
this shit weather up here and, be warm and pay less money out,
Right. It's just a win-win.
Yeah.
Either
And
way.
look what you get for, what you get in New York for $300,000?
What do
I
you
can't
get?
imagine.
You get like a closet. I mean,
Really?
like literally. You
Well,
get
in upstate though?
Well, upstate you get more.
Right.
But then you got to, deal,
when you're in New
deal
York
with,
City.
you'll get more snow too, and you'll get a lot more. But New York City, anywhere close to New York City, like even Yonkers or Tarrytown, even going up, you're going to get, you're going to be paying a pretty penny.
Wow.
$300,000 to get you, something as big as this refrigerator.
Oh my God. I can't imagine. No.
You'll have, you have those beds that fold down.
Oh my God. It's like a hostel or
It's
something.
like an RV,
Right.
man. You're like,
God.
you're like putting your bed together, putting your dining room together every day.
Yeah.
Those spaces, it's expensive, man. But Ohio's got to be similar to like upstate New York.
Actually, no.
No?
The cost of living in Dayton, Ohio is some of the best in the country. So
really?
for as far as cost of living goes, I could get, it's unimaginable. Like I look at South Tampa and I see obviously the property is worth, because they tear down houses there all the time. It's not really the houses that are worth so much as the land
Right.
that you're living on, because it's exclusive real estate. But what I would buy there, compared to what I get in Ohio, I could get a mansion. Like on
wow.
Yeah, but like
sprawling
compared to
acres.
like Wesley
God.
Chapel or some of the up and coming areas.
Right.
I mean, for $300,000, you can get a really nice house in Wesley Chapel.
Yeah, you can.
You can get a
Really
house in
nice
Epperson. You can live in the Lagoon community.
Yep.
Yeah. You
And
can't
not
do that
rent.
in Dayton, Ohio.
Not rent. What I realized coming
Right.
down here was that rent is absolutely it's crazy not to buy a house. It's really
Yeah.
now I understand if you need to move, like you're you're one of the modern day entrepreneurs that needs to pick up and go, and you may not want to be solidifying your roots here in Tampa. It makes sense to rent. Got it. But other than that, I don't see why you would do it. I paid $1,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
So it makes sense to be a landlord.
It's amazing what $1,500 can get you in the housing market, where you will now reap equity. I'll just tell you straight up, my home has gained near $20,000 in equity in 365 days. I didn't get that with my rent. I was paying 18 to 19 grand for the year, and it was gone. Housing's important. Having shelter is important. Having a kitchen and a bedroom is important. But also holding on to equity and money and using it to your advantage is pretty important too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Rent's
not-
high. Rent's high.
Yeah.
Rent is high
It's
because it's a
wild.
transient state. I mean, let's face it. Like, there's
Sure,
a lot of
yeah.
people that come down and don't stay down here.
That's true. What do we call them down here in Florida? What are they known as?
Snowbirds.
Well, there's snowbirds. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
certainly a lot
We
of
could do a
those.
whole episode on snowbirds.
Yeah, here in Florida, we don't have
We-
much seasons. It's like a perpetual summer almost. We have
really
summer
is.
light, summer.
You have,
Intense of summer.
Instead of
Yeah.
the leaves changing, the license plate change
you have
colors.
2 weeks of coat weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 weeks of
Great.
coat weather.
I love it. Well, I posed this question to some people on our social media page, which is This is Tampa Podcast. Make sure you follow that.
This is Tampa.
Let's see. So yeah, they mentioned the car insurance, rent. Someone mentioned strip malls. I guess that's not a thing in other states, or
No, we
It's
have
not as
strip malls.
excessive.
I mean,
there's a lot of strip malls here. Like
Okay.
there's in the small area. There's a lot of strip, which I think is great as a consumer. I mean, we
right, it makes it easy.
we go out shopping.
Yeah.
We like to shop, and you can do that here in Florida. If you enjoy shopping, strip malls are really not going to be something that's going to be a
Right.
negative for you.
Right.
Because we got plenty of them.
Right.
but yeah, I think that. Well, I was gonna say I think that's slowing down, but then
It
there's
is,
one in
yeah.
New Tampa just being built like across
there
from
is.
Hunter's Green. Yeah.
That's just a sign of the times. It's more retail is kind of
Right.
losing its appeal, and
Right.
that is evident by all the boxes that show up to my home that my fiance seems to order
Yeah.
very quickly from her phone.
On Amazon, I
Dude,
know.
you could
She
do
has the right
Alexa.
idea.
You can just
Amazon,
tell Alexa,
Etsy,
just,
whatever
hey,
it might be.
order
Oh my
this, order
gosh,
that,
yeah.
whatever.
But other thing was wildlife.
Oh,
Living in
yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
I had no idea. Like people like are
amazing.
fascinated by lizards here when they come from out of
Okay.
town. I'm just like,
How about the
wait,
dodo
they're
birds?
everywhere.
The big dodo birds. What are they? The
Dodo
ospreys
birds,
or
the
whatever?
sand cranes?
Or no, sand cranes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's those things like amaze like
you
people
know-
from out of town.
Yeah.
You know, those
They
are called
do,
the
yeah.
ribeye of the sky. They're supposedly delicious. I
Oh,
don't
they
know
are
if that's
there?
a fact everybody
maybe
knows.
that's why they're endangered.
But up in
no.
Michigan, they hunt those. It's literally called the
They had those in
ribeye of
Michigan?
the sky. Yeah, there's sandhill cranes up north.
Oh, really?
Somewhere, but they're supposed to be really tasty. I haven't ate one. Will
Yeah.
not eat one. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's just a little
I'd
fact
try
for us
it. I
sandhill
mean,
cranes.
if you know,
Oh my gosh.
if somebody ever happened
There
across
you
it.
go.
Okay, I definitely
You
got
know.
something to say about that
Uh-huh.
because when it comes to the wildlife, I love kayaking, and we've got
Okay.
we got the Hillsborough River,
Right.
variety of places to kayak down here. Now we used to do things called cabrewing, where we would bring our coolers and we would
Okay.
cabrew,
I
canoeing
like
and
it.
brewing at the
That
same
sounds like a
time.
good
They
time.
do that. They
Now
do-
you could get out in the water there
oh.
because you would have a squirrel
Yeah.
and a raccoon possibly, maybe a robin.
Right.
I am scared to death to get in the water here because we have alligators,
Yep.
1,400 type of snapping turtles, every type of bird you could ever imagine coming down
Water
here.
moccasins.
Right.
It's almost like
Yeah.
Nazabenya when you go down the rivers here because I was fascinated. My
Right.
fiance's from Tampa,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "Why are you so like fascinated about this? Like we don't have this wildlife up
Right,
north.
yeah.
Like there is." It's amazing for people that love the nature, but I stay in my boat here. I stay in my
Yeah,
canoe.
I
I
would
don't
not
get
recommend
out.
getting out. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, rope swings. You know, we used to do
Yeah.
that. Get the rope
Oh,
swings
yeah,
and
you
like
really can't.
let go, but
Yeah.
yeah,
What if you
alligators.
land on a gator, you know?
Alligators.
Yeah.
Did you test
gotta-
it?
No.
I think it was off.
Oh no.
That
It
means
was
it's on.
blinking.
When it's
Now
solid, it is on.
When it's
Oh,
on.
all right, well.
It's blinking. Hopefully this.
Technical difficulties.
Hopefully all these
you hear
lapel
us?
mics, ear mics, or
Yeah.
whatever work.
Are doing their
But
job.
yeah, I mean, people do that. They go in tubes, like at the Crystal River and up Genie
Yeah.
Fall,
Which is
Genie,
so fun.
Jenny Springs.
Genie Springs. Yeah, they go up there and do that up there. I don't think there's any like alligator.
Activity.
Well, the good thing is you
Yeah.
can see them because the water's so crystal clear. You can see everything in the water.
Yeah.
You can see it
I
before it
love our
bites you.
springs, yeah.
Oh man.
Were they saying that was a negative for the wildlife?
No, I think it was just like
No, it's just interesting.
Ah,
Yeah,
that
like
is
a
interesting.
definite
Sure.
a change.
Right.
A change. Like up
100%.
where I was, it was bears.
Oh my god.
You know,
Another
raccoons,
thing was
obviously.
traffic. I guess people don't know how to use their turn signals here apparently, which I do agree with. I do agree with.
I don't know why they even put those in cars anymore.
Yeah.
Just take the whole thing
Folks,
out.
if you're watching, on the left side of your steering wheel, there is a stick that protrudes out of the steering wheel. If you want to indicate a left-hand turn, push down. To indicate a right-hand turn, push up.
Apparently, it's an option on cars
Yeah.
here.
It's
an option in Florida.
You get
Apparently
the delete, the turning signal delete.
Right, right. Another
Yes.
thing, again, the rentals. They're hard to come by. They're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Red tide, someone mentioned. Yeah, I guess.
One year.
Last year
What?
we had a bit of plume sticking around, but that comes and goes. That's natural, and I don't think that's a problem.
Right.
Red tide,
Bugs.
forget
That
it.
was one. And I do agree with that. Living, I don't know, or do they have bugs in Ohio and New York?
Man, New
or-
York, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, they had
Oh, they
these
do?
freaking
Okay.
thing called horse flies.
Oh yeah, I know what those
When they
are.
bite
Those are-
you,
yeah.
They bite
oh man, them things hurt like hell. Deer flies.
Man, oh no.
So the bugs down here, yeah, they may be bigger and a little more prehistorical, but
Prehistoric.
They're
Got little pterodactyls
They're-
flying around.
you know what? I've never gotten bit by a cockroach.
no.
Okay.
No, No. But
I've gotten bit by a goddamn horsefly, and that hurts
God.
like hell.
Yeah.
I think we all have bug screens on our back porches for a reason here in Florida because, you know, we got 2 seasons where we have those love bugs, which are probably the only problematic bug. I don't worry
Those are
about
peaceful
mosquitoes.
bugs. Yeah.
Peaceful.
They're peaceful. They don't bite. They don't
peaceful,
attack
okay.
you.
They're annoying.
They
They're
might mess your
peaceful.
car up, but
Annoyingly peaceful. I like it.
yeah, they're
Oh my God.
they're peaceful though. They don't bite. They're not like
Going along with the bugs
mosquitoes.
will probably be like the heat and humidity.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing I know a lot of people aren't used to until they come to Florida. It's like, woo, all right.
What'd you put
Well, I
down
tell
there?
people it's a different sun. You might think it's the same sun. It's actually not. It's a separate sun. It's a Florida sun, and it will
Florida
bake
sun.
you.
Sunshine State.
July and August.
Yeah.
It's been kind of. We've had more 90-degree days on record this year than
Yeah.
typical. But as soon as it gets around that beginning of October, that first, second week of October, we get that cool down, and I think our
Yeah.
winters are just the reason to be here.
Right.
That October through February, March, or somewhere in there.
Yeah. Where
It's just
cool. It's
the
not
place
So-
to be.
Yeah, not so humid.
What up?
Another thing, we're CDDs, which is a community development district. Most people are not. Those are from other states.
They're not everywhere. It's only certain.
Right.
I understand it. So what I understand, I have a CDD in my community. I just love paying it. I think it's
Right.
great.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
what I understand is a developer comes in, they get all the money fronted to them to create the underground
Right.
plumbing and all the stuff to get the place together, and then the residents will pay that off through those dues, CDD dues, for a period of 10, 15, 20, 30
Right,
years.
yeah.
But they do end at some point, so you
They
should
do.
check with your community.
Right, when they're going to end. Yep, I know.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you can go up to like 30 years with those. So
Yeah.
but yeah, double check
Yeah, you already
those. But
said
they
a
roll
little
into your
bit.
property taxes. So
They do, and there's
know.
there's tax advantages again for owning a home with those CDD. And then we
Right.
got HOAs.
Yep,
This is like the
HOAs.
HOA.
do they not have
haven.
HOAs?
We do
in-
not really have HOAs for a
Oh.
condo.
Oh.
Like if you live in a condominium
Uh-huh.
community, there's
Okay.
typically HOAs, but a lot of the development communities. I don't believe, not as much as here in Florida. Everywhere's got an
Really?
HOA here in
Funny.
Florida. But there's advantages to those. They take care. The whole point of it is they're taking care of the outside foliage, they're taking care of the roads.
Right.
It's a lot of advantages for the HOA.
Sometimes they take care. Well, they take care of the common area. Obviously, the
People get a little annoyed
Foliage.
if you know you can only use certain types of
yeah.
fences.
Yeah.
And you can't paint your house just however you want.
Right,
And there
yeah.
are some restrictions, but
Some of
Right.
them are a little crazy, but
yeah, some are pretty bad. Like,
again, the no income tax, that was a big one.
Yeah,
No
that's
state
great.
income tax, I should say.
Yes.
No snow, no ice, no cold wind. I know you guys are probably used to that. I think
Not
I would
anymore.
die
well,
if I had to deal with
I
that.
know.
your blood
It gets down to like 50 degrees, and I'm freezing my ass off. now.
Really? Oh my
Hell yeah.
God.
Yeah, 50 degrees. I mean, 50 degrees up in New York. I was taking my clothes off. We were ready to like go to jump in the
That's crazy.
lake.
how long have you been here now?
Well, I moved back and forth like 6 times.
Wow.
So I've been.
So for
but
this round,
I'm
how long
back
have you
and
been
forth since '97.
Okay.
This last round, about 2 years.
Wow.
My
So-
blood has thinned out. It's in 5 years.
Oh,
so when I first got
really?
down
Oh,
here,
hell
the
yeah.
day I arrived, it
Yeah.
was 13 below zero in Ohio.
Oh my
I came
God.
down to about 50 degrees, and I had a cut off. I was wearing shorts.
Oh, you want where everybody else is like
God,
probably in.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody else is like UGG boots, and they
Yeah.
got their
Bundled
one
up,
coat
yeah.
that they have on.
That would have been me.
The
That was
one
probably
time.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I
back
can
then.
handle the heat a little better now, though.
Yeah, it
getting kind of
is.
used to it,
The heat?
acclimated.
It's really
Yeah, you
dense.
get used to it.
You know, like in the summer, like right now, it is so dense. It's like hard to breathe sometimes.
Used to it. Well, you know, like you wear like
Yeah.
a sport coat or I wear a suit once in a while.
Right.
And you're kind of used to it. Like it could be 95 degrees out, 96 degrees out. Do you know? Here's one. This is from the prior episode. This is a fact, an interesting fact.
Okay.
It's never
Fact
been
check.
over 100 degrees in Tampa.
Yeah, never. At Tampa
Yeah?
International
You
Airport,
knew that?
where they actually have the temperature gauge, it's never been above 100 degrees yet.
That blows my mind.
The heat index has absolutely
Well,
been
yeah,
over
it
100,
goes
but
over.
the actual temperature, no, never been over 100.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it when you get out in it. that
No,
it's
it
not-
feels like it feels like you're cooking, like you're
Yeah.
gonna be a poached egg.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting fact. It's never been above 100 here in Tampa officially.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. So, I guess what is the thing you miss the most about home that you wish you could bring here to Tampa?
Well, that's easy. That's my family. My family is in Ohio, and the statistics show that most people never, and this is the majority of people, never leave within 50 miles of their home, their birthplace.
Wow.
Some of us that want to jump outside of our comfort zone, because that comfort zone is 50-mile radius of where we were born.
Not too far.
So a lot of my family are up there. My mother came down. I would like to relocate everyone down here to Florida.
Well, at least your mother's here now.
Yeah,
right?
mother's here. I absolutely love having grandma in the vicinity. But also on top of family, it would be the topography. I miss some of the state forests that have the rolling hills, and I just went up there and hiked with my brother, and it's just
you climb mountains. You got mountains over there.
We don't have mountains, but we've
got caves. I know that.
We got caves and rocky areas and elevation.
I've been in some caves in Ohio.
I found my secret cave with my brother when I went back up there here in Yellow Springs, Ohio, actually where Dave Chappelle lives. And it was fun. I missed that. We have a really flat Florida here. So some
Unless
hills and family.
you get up to Dade City, you get some
go.
rolling hills.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, if you're
not in Dade City too often though.
No.
Shout out to Sherman Milton though. He's holding down Dade City up there.
All right.
You should get out there.
Internet
a little
friend. Internet friend.
Like me.
Hashtag internet friends.
Coming from New York,
Oh my God,
I would have to say the food.
Really?
food.
Man, that breaks my heart. Why?
Why?
There's such good food here in Tampa,
the food in New York, forget about it.
Forget
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Well, especially the Italian food. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Like the pizza and everything. I mean, we talk about like Eddie Sam's and Due Amici, which are both really good.
Due Amici, yeah. I haven't actually been there. Is that great?
Yeah, you have.
Have I?
I went to lunch
Oh, we
with you
did go
there.
there. Yeah. Ebor, yes, I was there.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think it was you.
My beers get low. Forgot about that.
But yeah, the Italian food especially. I mean, there's some
Right.
good Italian places down here, but the really, really good Italian places here is your common Italian
It's like Fazoli's.
food
Remember the
place. there.
Fazoli's?
Well,
That's
yeah,
a
it's not
Florida
Fazoli, but
Oh my gosh.
I remember Fazoli's. Yeah, unlimited breadsticks. I think they were the first ones with the unlimited breadsticks, right?
So Italian, yeah, actually they are, and they're delicious. But obviously Italians migrated into New York City, but we have I think we have some great food.
I think so
here.
too.
Oh, there is great.
Yeah,
there is
I
good
think
food.
we get a lot of like
Great.
the South American.
The
and
steak-
Latin
the steak here is-
flair.
Cubans. We got our Cuban
Yeah.
sandwiches. Home of the Cuban sandwich.
Cuban sandwiches, yes.
Segway.
Which, yeah.
We'll be
By the way,
Yeah.
we're going to do something that we haven't done before. We
Yeah.
are going to actually cook on the show.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Okay.
or Ryan.
I'm gonna eat on the show.
No, he's gonna make. You're gonna make the Cuban sandwich. You
alright.
wanted a
We're
cooking
putting
show,
Ryan
so
at
you're
work.
doing.
Okay.
You're doing this.
I'm
Jen will help
pretty
you.
good at eating them.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll help you. I mean, you know the ingredients, right?
I'd like to think that I do.
Yeah,
I'll help you along.
whatever.
Yeah.
Jen's got it. She's half Cuban. She
no,
knows.
not really, but do I look
I did my
terrible?
23andMe, no Cuban at all.
No.
How about
Right.
anything that you miss, like that you wish
I mean,
they had here?
Even being a Floridian,
Yeah.
but still Fort Lauderdale, East Coast.
I feel like South Florida has got a little bit more. People here in Tampa are more. I don't want to say stick to themselves, but they're more, family oriented. They don't branch out as much. I feel like as in South Florida, it's just a lot of, talking to strangers and here and there. And now you got a new best friend this weekend. I don't know. I feel like
Really?
it's
That's
a
an
little
Ohio
bit
thing, too,
more
for sure.
livelihood
Listen.
in South Florida. I don't know if it's just like electricity down there.
For me,
So-
that was a culture, like something I had
Yeah,
to
do you?
get used to, because like here, I think it's like way more friendly, or people are
a
way
lot of
more.
people did say that, yeah.
Yeah, from where I'm from, I mean,
coming
you
from
didn't
New
talk
York.
to
Well, upstate,
nobody.
I keep thinking upstate. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, there's a lot that's the same. Basically,
Right.
where I came from were people that got like kicked out of New York or arrested or whatever and got sent upstate. So, don't think it's like
true.
don't think it was for good reasons.
Yeah.
It wasn't always for good reasons. But anyway, I come down here. I'd be
Yeah.
in the grocery store. I'd be in Publix or something, and somebody say hi, and I'm like, "What the hell are you trying to sell me?" You know,
Oh my
like
God.
like looking at you like, who are you?
Yeah,
And
that's
so
so funny.
I had to get acclimated, but that was the culture down here. Like people were very friendly, and I wasn't,
not
I wasn't
used to that.
used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your guard
Everybody had, everybody
mean? What do you want?
in New York has an
Yeah.
angle. Yeah, like,
Right, what's your angle?
What are you trying to sell me?
Yeah, what are you trying to sell me?
Oh
like
my
they're gonna open
God.
up a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your pocket.
I got. What do you
Jacket.
need?
Oh my God,
We
go
got-
back to
yeah,
old
jacket
days.
for-
I love it. Oh my God.
I
What?
think of Coming to America with that. Remember he takes their jacket. He's got the gold hair dryers and all that. Man.
So interesting. It's interesting to hear all the different perspectives. So
Yeah,
thank
well,
you guys. I'm so glad it was
that's
two, non-Floridian,
yes.
native Floridians that were here
if
today.
you've been considering moving down here from another area, Ohio, New York, wherever the hell it is, Chicago, anywhere, it's you're gonna love it.
Yes.
You know,
I think you are.
you'll get used to it. Yeah, just give it a chance. I had real quick. I had the clients that we did that open house at.
Yeah.
The buyers, which are now my clients, they said forever.
Nice.
But when they came down, I went over their house. I followed up with them. I went like 2 months after they bought the house, and we talked. And they're like, one of them was like ready to go back to New York. They're from New York City.
Homesick?
Never drove in his life.
Oh, well, hey.
Never drove in his life. He got his license, crashed into the Twisty Treat.
Oh no.
Right there and
Oh
crossed.
no.
Not the Twisty Treat.
Yeah, our Twisty Treat in New Tampa.
Oh, really? The one by the Publix, in front of the Publix there?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I guess they totaled the car.
Oh God.
That they just bought because they didn't have a car to bring down with them. So it almost changed his mind. He got acclimated. Obviously, they got another one. He got a driving instructor and all that.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
We need one for every citizen.
idea. Yeah. I concur. Agreed.
it'd probably help.
Yeah.
But
Moral of
yeah,
that story is if you don't run into a Twisty Treat, you might like Tampa. I think you'll stay.
yeah. And we have Uber and Lyft if you don't
Right,
want
if
to
you
learn to
have
drive.
to, yeah.
But if you do, you do.
my God.
But that was. But now he loves it. Now he's
good.
he's become acclimated. He loves everybody. So friendly.
Good.
Happy
ending.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tampa.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
we're gonna transition right now. We're gonna move. We're gonna try this Cuban sandwich,
cook.
doing something
All
here
right,
on the
okay.
podcast.
All right.
Because rumor has it we might be doing something with another famous restaurant in the area. So this is kind
Gotta
of
stay tuned for that.
yeah. Stay tuned for that.
So we'll
but
practice our cooking
this
skills
will be
here.
like a little
right.
practice.
All right. Well, let
Let's
me
do
get
it.
some.
Let's do it. The first This is Tampa podcast cooking
Cuban sandwich.
segment. Yeah, cooking segment with our guest Ryan. This is not going so well.
Do you want me to help? Here, let me help.
That looks like a nice char, though.
Dude, we
Yeah, you
better
probably
turn
gotta
that
get-
one down.
All right, you ready?
You can do this.
What should we do here?
Here, I'll just take it over for you.
Okay, Jen's taking over.
Look at that.
Oh, it still looks good.
Done.
No, that's good.
Yeah, you know what? I would probably
like it
just
like
turn
that.
this off and
Jen did it.
here we
Layer
go.
my sandwich. Hey,
We
the
got
sandwich
Rob's
looks
here.
Holy cow. Are you kidding me right now? How's that smell? It smells good.
Smells like we might set the building on fire.
Well, in this episode, we're going to have the Tampa Fire Department here with us.
This is a very fast sandwich to
All
me.
right, I would probably put a little more butter in the pan.
What
need to-
about-
You know what? I would
let me
probably just
scrape
take
that?
it off the heat first. Let's just take it off the heat and, So here you go, Ryan. Go
Okay.
ahead and
This thing's
maybe
out of
throw
control.
some butter in there. Let's turn this one off.
I'm feeling like I'm going to use the little one.
Where's my sandwich?
Butter while I levitate it.
All right.
Oh, man, that's a lot of butter.
I hope you're not on a diet today, Ryan.
Oh, not today.
All right, there we go.
Oh.
Flip your sandwich over.
There
we go. Oh, yours doesn't
See?
look too bad.
That's
Hey.
a good flipper.
And press it down a little.
Press.
Like a grilled cheese.
Okay, 3, 2.
All right, and then you need a plate.
We need a plate.
There you go. So, and then Rob, so
You
like
can have mine.
you kind of cut it at an
Huh?
angle, like
No.
so it's like 2 triangles like this,
Okay.
Cut it at an angle.
like a triangle.
You trusting me back with this?
Here we go.
That looks pretty good.
Huh?
Extra well done. Medium.
Why you got? What's the idea with cutting at an angle?
That's just how they do it. It looks nice.
Oh, I'm gonna cut it at 2 angles, so we got more to like
might
share.
have botched Cuban here.
No, this is good.
It'll still taste good though. They are probably better.
That looks
in
pretty
Publix.
good.
It does look good.
All right, let's show it off here. Here we go. Can you
Look at
open it
mine.
up and let us see the inside?
Oh yeah, man.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that.
That looks good.
My first Cuban. How's the other side look?
Hey.
Oh, this is
Pretty
charred
good.
perfect. Wait,
There
you
you
kidding
go.
me?
Actually,
Look at these.
I think it is. I'd like to have mine a little more charred.
On our hands here.
We done did good.
I
Look
love
at,
it.
Look yours.
All right.
All right.
You
Let's
got
take a bite.
pickles. You got
That's
a
what
lot
it's
of
all
pickles
about.
in yours.
Now you gotta
That's
test
what's
it
not
out.
good.
You're on those pickles.
Yeah.
Keep those pickles away from me.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
my salami. I didn't cut it good enough. Okay, here we go.
He's got.
Mmm,
Are they good? All right.
that's delicious. How's yours?
Can't talk. Well, thanks to the Colombia for the Cuban recipe. Yeah.
Mine's a little.
So,
Thanks for letting me make my first Cuban sandwich. This is
Yeah.
delicious.
Charred.
thanks for doing our first cooking. Now we got Big Dog.
Better with pickles, man.
Big dog.
food
Which one you
making
want?
Hey, big dog in the house. There
Try
you go.
it. Try one.
There you go.
You like pickles, so
Eat
you
it up,
can
big
have
dog.
that
Got that rogue salami there.
There we go. Yeah, party. That Cuban's having
Oh,
a
yeah.
good time.
Oh yeah.
All right.
one. What do you think?
This
Look at
gets the
these
big
master
dog stamp of
chefs.
approval.
Hold on. The big dog stamp approval.
This gets the big dog stamp of approval. This right here gets the big dog stamp of approval. It had me. I had the big dog mouth watering.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching our Cuban cooking episode.
John, you gotta have a bite.
I'll have fun later.
Okay.
Yeah, Jen, you gotta eat some here.
I will. All right, guys. We'll
Bye,
put the
everybody.
recipe below. See you later.